Hi, my name is Sim Hill and my company is Utonic, and in this video we're going to talk about neck and shoulder pain and how you can reduce or even eliminate it yourself. So what are our causes? Well, as you can see in these beautiful drawings I've got, these are our scalenes which are located in the neck, quite deep in there. And they get involved in a lot of things. So they get involved in breathing. If both sides contract, they'll push your head forwards. If one side contracts, they'll get involved in rotation. And then also you've got the sternocleidomastoids, which basically you can see there, they originate here and come up to your ear. So in terms of when our shoulders get tight, what that has the effect of is pulling the head forwards. So you can see from my beautiful drawing, this guy with his forward head. So that kind of brings the shoulders with it. So what we've got is we've got tightness in the pecs, and we're also like to have tightness in the lats. What they are, they're both medial rotators of the shoulders, which give the appearance of rounded shoulders. So the first thing we want to do is actually get these more flexible, and then we want to strengthen the external rotators. And then similarly, in terms of actually how we can actually alleviate the neck pain ourselves, we can actually try and use a foam roller to get into these scalenes, and also to try and get a stretch into the sternocleidomastoids. So basically when you turn your head to one side, that side is lengthening, this side is contracting, and you can try and bowstring the muscle using the foam roller, pushing across, which we'll do in a minute. And then similarly you can just work on trying to get into your upper traps using the roller again, and then with a massage ball loosening your pecs using the foam roller to loosen your lats, which is what we will do now. And then afterwards we'll work on some exercises you can then use to strengthen your shoulders, so you'll improve your posture, and then with that less likelihood of neck pain. So to try and reduce the neck pain itself, what you can use is the foam roller and just push the neck against the wall. So initially, if you want to try and work on those sternocleidomastoids, so what we're trying to do is trying to push across them. So if you start by looking in towards the wall and then slide across them, turning your head as you go. And what this is going to do is help give them a bit of a stretch, but you're also working into the fascia of the muscle and trying to elongate it. But so what we do with those is do about 5 on each side, turning as you go, and then obviously just reverse for the other side. And then to get into the scalenes, if you get a little bit lower, so you can bend your front leg, and then you can straighten out your back leg, and then you can try and push in, because they're quite deep, they're in there. You can then try and use that, and again you can try and turn your head to try and get a bit of a localized stretch on them. And then similarly, the upper traps are likely to get involved as well. So again, you can kind of try and push into the upper traps. You can use a bit more pressure on those. So obviously you want to be a little bit careful with your neck. But in terms of on the upper traps, you can really try and push in and get those a little bit looser. Okay, which should give you a bit of relief. Then in terms of getting the pecs in terms of getting the pectorals loose, then using a foam roller and a massage ball works quite well. So using a foam roller and a massage ball works quite well. So what I do is put the foam roller against the wall, and then put the ball over the top, and then basically working just below the line of the collarbone, and then also you can get into this region here, into your pec minor, and sort of working sort of anywhere along the border and the origin of the pecs. And you can spend as long as you want doing this really, but I wouldn't spend too long. What you're sort of looking for is try and find areas that are a little bit tight, and again I like using the word discomfort, not pain. So what you're looking for is just putting, up to about an 8 out of 10 in terms of discomfort, and then you just basically, when it eases off down to about a 3 or 4, you then try and use find the next tender spot, and again same thing. So you just press on it, wait until it eases off a little bit, and it should ease, and again just keep on moving around. So you're just trying to locate any tender spots, and then after you've done that, you can then start working into your lats. So you can still do it in a standing position. The lats insert onto the scapula on their way through. So often you find trigger points in this region here. So again, using the foam roller, because it helps in terms of just it's not quite as solid as using a solid ground. So you've got a little bit of squish, which will reduce the discomfort slightly. So again, I'm just putting the massage ball on top and then just working into those tender spots. And same principle applies, looking for something that's about, you know, an 8 out of 10 in terms of discomfort, and then when it eases off down to about a 3 or a 4, you just move on to the next spot. So I sort of spend about 10 seconds on each one, and again just keep on moving around, and then when you've done that, give them a good stretch. So again, using something like a door frame, so if you rest your forearm against the door frame, I do say one stretch there, so holding it maybe a little bit lower than the shoulder, and then again one holding it a little bit higher, and you can also go higher again, and again holding these for about 10 seconds. If they're really short, then obviously if you want to develop the length of the muscle, you want to hold them for about 30 seconds. And then to try and stretch your lats, you can work on what is basically a tricep stretch if you hold that position, but obviously if you then side bend, then you will get a stretch into the lats. You're just basically side bending away. And then when you've done those, you want to work on some exercises to get your postural muscles a little bit stronger. So working on our external rotators, so doing the rotator cuff exercises and an exercise called the straight arm pull down, which I'll link at the end of this video. So yeah, so I hope you found this video useful. If you do, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel.